So I have a crazy idea in my brain right now. I was searching and googling for some Discord group or whatever live group where I can draw casually with other people. I found Sennelier's oil pastels colors YouTube channel. Sennelier is a big company. Sennelier, everybody uses Sennelier in the oil pastel industry. Everybody. And I just use Pentels. Pentels are a Japanese company. They're for student supplies. But Sennelier are the tops, the cream of the cream. Sennelier are the French bureaucracy, the pros, the masters. So I found Sennelier's YouTube channel, and they do lives. And in these lives, they paint with oil pastels. Absolutely amazing. And now they're doing a giveaway of a Sennelier 12 set colors. Of course, I don't have the money for it, so I'm gonna try and get in their contest. It was 5 days ago. And in this contest, you need to paint something. Of course. And what you need to paint is a portrait of John Singer Sargent. I mean, who is this dude? I don't know. But he made this. Look at this. Look at this. I never in my life have done even something remotely as beautiful as this. At most my Batman right here. But that was with acrylics, not with oil pastel. So I'm like, how in the heck am I gonna do this? Like, I have no idea how to do this. No idea. Not even a couple days ago I made my own, drawing for the first time. Just a couple of days ago, a week, I will say. A week ago, I made a swan. This is my level, okay? This is my level of technique. I'm nowhere near to that. But I said, what the heck? If I get a free set of Senneliers, I will be very excited. Every oil pastel drawer dreams to have Sennelier. They're not that expensive. It's just that this is way more cheaper, But still, I don't have the money right now, and let's see how it goes. I didn't even tell you the materials I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna use my watercolor pad. I'm gonna make an amazing portrait with a watercolor paper. I'm gonna use my pentels, my faithful pentels that I love so much. And not long ago, I spent my money on this in Van Gogh soft pastels. I never tried ever soft pastels before, and I always wanted to because it looked so easy. It's not. This is crazy. I can't believe I'm doing this. Like, I shouldn't. Part of me says, don't, you're gonna cry. And part of me says, yes, let's do this. Anyways, I'm gonna use, like always, my set of pens. It's just pencils. I have the live right here. Everybody's speaking in French. I have no idea what's happening, what's going on. So I finished the background with my Van Gogh soft colors. It's, has a lot of undertones with blue and green. No yellow, blue, green, purple. And I have to use, of course, a paper to put my hand on to work on the pastels. And it's a lot of black, gray, a little bit of green, just a tiny incy wind, and brown, a lot of dark brown. I'm doing with this, and a little bit of red for the face, but I still haven't reached that point yet. It's going pretty well, yeah, I could say. Yeah, looking good. These are looking so far. I might overdone it with the pink a little bit on his face. But I think the beard is a 10 out of 10. I love the beard. I'm also currently dyeing my arm. Been going for like hours. So it's been a couple weeks since I started this drawing, and yes, it's really big because it's easier for me to draw big things, so the details are better. Anyways, and once I started, it was very hard work because I did wanted to send it to Sennelier to win a packet of tiny Senneliers, but midway I just got too tired. Life got too difficult once again, because it always happens to me. So I decided to leave it standby. I tried to make it faster, and with that I completely ruined the skin, although I never drew skin before. But it's way too pink, and so now I'm deciding to do it at random, to make another layer on top of the. This is the good thing about oil pastels, that you can just make another layer on top of this and correct whatever mistake you made. So in my case, it's very pink. So I'm gonna correct that mistake and just do whatever until I'm satisfied with it. Yeah. Now this is looking way better. I just work a little bit on his suit, and then for the skin I did little patches of different colors. So he's a patch of one color, he's a patch of another color, patch of a white, patch of white, and another color. Some patches, and I'll be looking way better. I did the shading on the side, a little bit far more black, and I did a little bit of the neck. Here I've been struggling with the neck, but me. So I have to finish this drawing, and I'm really excited to try something new that I bought. And it will be these Greta Colors soft pastel pencils, and these are the most expensive things that I ever own when it comes to art supplies. It comes in this very sturdy tin, and it's really pretty. It has a bunch of instructions. It comes with a little sandpaper, and it comes with these pencils, 12 color pencils, and I'm really excited to try them so I can draw detail. The only complaint that I have will be the plastic fold to keep the pencils is really breakable, and that doesn't happen with other oil pastels and soft pastels. But since it has the thin surface, I think that wouldn't bother, but you don't want these pencils to move around. You want them really tight. So I will change the plastic thingy for a more sturdy plastic. Anyways, right now I'm working on mixing. So let's see how it goes with a little bit of mixing. Dry pastels are very good for mixing, so I'm really excited to mix a little bit. I am applying very soft pressure, and I'm being extremely careful to not rip out the oil pastels underneath. It mixed pretty good, in my opinion. It's doing wonders. 10 out of 10 these pens. 10 out of 10 these pencils. So I had to change my position to my bed because one of my cats decided to sleep on my chair. Actually, I'm gonna show you. Now, this is my chair where I work on, and I make this little tent for him to sleep on. The days had been colder and he likes to be really warm. Everyone say hi to Rollo. Yes, he's a very good boy, and yes, I'm petting him. Yes, my room looks like a dungeon right now with this light, but I don't like keeping a lot of lights around me. So anyways, I have good news. It is finished. I don't know if you can see properly. But John Singer Sargent, I read a little bit about his Wikipedia, and he's an artist, and this is a self-portrait of him. I thought he was... This is funny because I thought he was an actual sergeant because it was sergeant in his name. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. Maybe I'm just a silly one. But I finished after a month of working on this. Yes, a month. Not because I applied 100 hours on this. Maybe I applied around 6-7 hours, I will say. It's just that I often get sad and just stop working on my stuff, and I get busy or I start new stuff in the middle of the way. So I couldn't finish him. There he is, Mr. Sergeant. Mr. Sergeant. So, the background, I work with the Van Gogh pastels. The whole face is painted oil pastels, and the eyes, just these little edges and the details on the top, are Creta color soft pastels pencils. But the eye on its own is still pentels. I don't know if that answers your question. Another thing is that the skin, I totally revamped it. At first I made a huge mistake and I didn't know if it was gonna be fixable, and I got sad and I gave up on him, and weeks went by and went about. And all of a sudden I felt good again to work on it again, and I did, and it came out, mamma mia, pretty good. I'm very satisfied with the eyes. I don't know, it has something on its eyes. I put a lot of brown in it. I don't know if you can tell. A lot of brown and reds. And his suit is made out of blues and browns as well. What can I say? A lot has happened from the moment I started painting him and up until this moment. And honestly, I didn't thought I was gonna able to finish him. I thought it was too much of an ambitious project for me, and this is the second time that I draw from a reference photo all on my own, you know. At first I wanted to follow the whole life of Sennelier and the contest, but I didn't. I decided I just did the initial graphite drawing with the live, and then I decided to completely, you know, the rest of it, do it on my own. And surprisingly enough, it came out. You know, it took me a month, but at the end, it came out. This is the prettiest drawing I ever. I thought that the swan that I made the last time was my prettiest drawing, but this, who would have thought that this wonderful man with this wonderful beard would be my best drawing ever. Like, I always try to avoid drawing humans because I thought I sucked at drawing humans. So I avoided humans with all my might, all of it. You know, of course I had a lot of help from watching the painting on its own. I seek all the single details of that painting and I try to copy it. Not exactly at a T because these are oil pastels and I cannot make a lot of detail, but I tried to do the best that I could with the tones and everything. I don't know how to explain it really. You know, another detail I missed to say, this shadow in his face is not completely black. You know, I did use a lot of black, but it's mixed with red and brown as well, mostly red. You know, of course I couldn't make him better, you know, especially in the skin, because in the skin it looks good on camera, but it's actually really rough patches. But I was like, I don't wanna overwork it and ruin it, the skin again. I'm just gonna leave it right there. Anyways, let's go through some of the details now. For the materials, I said that the only material that failed me the most was sadly the soft pastels. You know, I tried them, let's say 3 times. I did 2 drawings with them, and the third time it was just testing out the colors. So when I tested out the colors, it's like shock basically, and I was really surprised why people like them so much, because they strip away a lot of color. So this is how I tested them out, and some of them blend really good and some of them blend really badly, and they bleed a lot. And with the background for this, it took me a while to make this background. You know, everything around the sergeant, it took me a big while. Why? Because for some reason some of the sticks do not release as much pigment as the others. I don't know how to explain it, but these sticks have some coating, some protective coating, because if you touch it immediately no color comes out, but if you start scratching it against the paper a lot of pigment goes out. So that protective layer, I will say, is the one that stopped me from getting the first color out, and I struggled a lot. You know, I did 3 drawings with this, and the 3 times I did that I struggle with some of the sticks. Not all of them did this. Some of them work immediately, completely fine. I would say some of the reds and browns were the ones who failed me. And it took a while to do this. Thank God I already have a lot of experience with oil pastels and making backgrounds and the struggle of making a good background. And the other sad part is that it bled. You know, of course, a lot of the color stripped out. Number one, because of my hand, you know, which I did use a protective paper to put my hand on. But even with this paper, it stripped color again. And I have to wash my hands constantly to take out all the soft pastel, so I don't have to contaminate the side with the oil pastel. And here's more bleeding. So the soft pastels, man, I applaud you people that use soft pastels, because it's a constant struggle. And not only that, I was watching a tutorial by another YouTuber explaining everything about soft pastels. Sorry, my cat. Rulo wants to go out of the room. Yes, please. Let me out. Like I said, somebody make a tutorial about soft pastels and everything you need to know about as a beginner of soft pastels. And I was like, wow, I really want to try it. And I hold this right here so you don't have to see my face the whole video. And I was like, wow, I really should watch beginner tutorial, because I never did. I did do that kind of stuff to know my materials about oil pastels, but I didn't do it about soft pastels. Anyways, I was watching, and the dude said that since they release a lot of dust, because it's basically chalk, since they release a lot of dust, breathing the dust does bad for your health actually. And the dude was explaining how you shouldn't do this, you know, to get the pigment out, because it contaminates the rest of the colors. And it's also because you release the dust into the air and you breathe it, and it's bad for your health in the long run, especially because some pigments are made with heavy metals. You know, and it was completely horrible, and I was completely appalled. I was like, do they really, like, why soft pastels, you know? But that happens with any artistic color, really. So it depends on the brand, really. So I try to research the brand that I have, and it's safe. My pentels are safe too. My Creta colors as well, they're safe. They're all safe with the pigments. But breathing the dust is still bad for your health. You know, breathing dust every day is not recommended. You know, and for an artist, I guess you do it more often than not, because you have it really close to your face and you blow it into the air. And that, plus all the issues that I have doing this background that is gonna bleed out eventually and it's gonna erase eventually, I was like, I completely fall out of love with soft pastels. It's not that I was really crazy about them in the beginning. No, I just wanted to try them because I just wanted to try them. And even thanks on trying them, I was brave enough to buy these really expensive soft pastel Creta colors pencils. And these ones are totally worth it. They are worth the money, they're worth the effort, they're worth everything, because struggle number one that you have with oil pastels is details. And I left the eyes for the last thing. So when I decided to draw the eyes, I was like, I'm gonna completely ruin it because they're so small. Like, look, they're the size of my finger. They're so small, and I'm gonna be able to make pretty eyes. And by complete coincidence, I decided to bought those. and, you know, perfect eyes, which I struggle every time when I draw anything with oil pastels. So I was like, I'll keep the Creta colors, I keep my pentels oils, but sadly these ones need to go. So for anyone that wants to know, soft pastels are a little bit toxic for you to breathe. That's why I also gave up oil paint. Oil paint needs a lot of chemicals, toxic chemicals, and they always tell you open up your windows when you're drawing, painting with oil paint, because very toxic for you, very toxic. The chemicals to use to clean up the brushes, you know, the smell is so strong. The smell is very, very big. Because of all that, I was like, I don't think it's worth it, you know. I can almost reach the same texture and color with oil pastels, if not better, you know. Some people like soft pastels because they're more realistic, you know. Real life is not as vibrant and colorful, and to make realistic, people that like realistic choose soft pastels. The oil pastels, you get vibrant, you get, you know, and I like that. I like to exaggerate reality. I like to make it far more than what it is, because I don't find reality fun enough, even though it's beautiful. But anyways, that's it. That's all I have to say. I'm really, really proud of this. That's it. Keep drawing, guys. You know, I shall keep doing that too, and I can't wait to do a new drawing with the Creta colors. You know, I don't know what to do yet, but I think I have a slight idea on what to try with them. And yeah, that's it. Say goodbye to Sergeant.